Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, today I am officially caught up with the vlogs. I edited yesterday's vlog today, and actually yesterday I had edited the day before's vlog, but I had two that I had to edit, so today was like the first day that I just edited the one that was from the day before. So yeah, I am like now officially pretty much caught up with all of the vlogs, which is awesome. But I was telling you guys too, scheduling wise and all that kind of stuff, I still need to sort of figure that out. So again, I might start couponing and start sharing stuff on my Killing It with Coupons channel, possibly you know, by the start of next month. There's one little problem that we sort of have going on, though, is the fact that for us this is gonna throw like a huge sort of wrench into my plans. That football is starting, actually I think it starts next week. However, I don't know if it's like what time they're doing it or like what's really going on, because of the tiered phase or whatever it is, whatever phase we're in now for like reopening and stuff like that. They're allowed to do like football, which was like a high contact sport, so that's why they didn't have it in fall, and certain other sports too that are sometimes in, you know, again, a different part of the school year, were getting pushed back, or I think maybe didn't have some of them, but then other ones too, like I think they had still like cross country and track and stuff like that, because I saw something, somebody posted about something, you know, that they still had that in like, I think it was the fall. I think that seems like it was a long time ago, but I guess that is right. So yeah, anyways though, but since again, like football and basketball, like I actually don't know what the state of our basketball is and stuff like that, but it also, I think, maybe depends on, again, the school district, what they decide on and stuff like that, along with, again, what, like, for us is IHSA, which is, like, Illinois High School Sports Association, is that right? Anyways, so yeah, because of that, Jack starts, I guess, sort of like next week, but they're only doing like light practice type things, which they were able to still do in fall, and it was like outdoors, so that was one of the reasons why they were still able to. But yeah, I don't know, there's a whole lot of other stuff I guess thrown into that. However, at some point I think they're supposed to play 7 games or something like that, and again, it's weird because this is in spring and this is like, you know, baseball season, it's not football season. So this, like I said, hadn't really crossed my mind, but Friday nights are gonna be like football games, so I don't know if they're allowing fans. I don't know, like I said, entirely what the situation looks like with that and things. However, my dad coaches, Matthew coaches, and then Jack plays. There will be most likely a little bit of a change to couponing stuff, because Friday nights is normally when I go to Jewel, Valley Produce, and Caputo's, and possibly sometimes, again, like last week we went to Family Dollar. So that's normally, I think, my Friday schedule. And then, like, you know, so I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe we can do it on Saturdays then, like in the morning. Maybe we can try and go Thursday nights. Like I said, I don't really know. It's gonna be something that has to be sort of, again, figured out as to, you know, what we're doing, because it might be all of us that, again, are going on Friday nights, and then it might also be, you know, like, I don't know. So it might only just be the 3 of them. But either way, you know, they'll probably have the car that we normally use for all of the, you know, the bigger car versus having Matthew's car here, you know, because they won't all 3 of them go in the Bug together. You know, our bigger SUV is probably what they're going to end up taking to go to the game, or at least to the school and stuff like that. So I don't know, guys, like I said. That is a lot of times like during fall season, because football is going on and all that kind of stuff. that is sort of when, like, sometimes, you know, I get out of the couponing groove a little bit in the grocery shopping and stuff like that, just because it's like, you know, I remember last year probably, I really have been consistent since, I would say, like right after the holidays after last year. Like I think before that, like back in the fall and stuff like that, like were just going to Aldi, and that was the only grocery store we were shopping at. Like we weren't even going to Jewel and Caputo's and Valley Produce. And then right before the pandemic, I started again sort of getting back into that. But the reason was just because, again, you know, we didn't have all the time enough time, you know, and on top of that too, is like Friday nights we were out for 2 football games late, just something that would take up a lot of our weekend, because then on top of that too, we would get back sometimes late, especially if it was an away game, and we would wind up again, you know, sometimes sleeping in on a Saturday, and so we might not get again out to the stores early. So like I remember, again, it wasn't last fall but the fall before that, like it was like, oh, you know what, I'll just see what we need for Aldi and like we'll just go there. But again, right before the pandemic hit, it was like maybe in November, maybe, but I know for sure like at January I just started shopping at, you know, like I said, Jewel and Valley Produce, Caputo's, and Aldi, and at least doing those 4 stores. And then again, the pandemic hit, and my dad was just the only one that was shopping, like I said, really during the height of the pandemic and the lockdown and stuff like that, just like him by himself. And so, and he was going like maybe once a week or every other week and stuff like that. But, you know, like then he started like sort of going to Jewel too and Aldi. If like we were trying to get stuff at Aldi that they didn't have, then he'd also go over to Jewel. And so, then once I started back in May, once things started opening up a little bit more, we weren't on like complete lockdown, was when I started going back and doing the grocery stores. And then now, like I said, we're doing all of the drugstores and all that stuff. But there is just, again, you know, now having to figure out that timing, which is, you know, like I said, I've been doing really good so far for, you know, pretty much over a year now, other than again during that lockdown period, but still going to all those stores and consistently and stuff like that. Whereas, like I said, normally over that fall season, it was like sometimes I'd just be like, okay, I don't have the time, or we don't have, again, don't know when the best time is to go out to these stores or whatever. And so that's why I'm a little bit concerned about that. Friday nights are probably not going to be very, you know, flexible in being able to go to the stores. We have more time if we need to, you know, if something happens, my dad's running late from work or whatever, like then we can go later. But, you know, or again earlier and stuff like that. And again, I don't know where I'm going to be able to put those grocery stores and not have like the entire Saturday I'm out at 6 stores and stuff like that. Like, is it possible? Yes, maybe, but is it realistic? Like, I don't know that I want to be again spending hours on a Saturday running out to all those stores. And then on top of that too, being like, okay, now I have to record a haul video and doing all this other stuff. Like, like I said, I don't know how all that's gonna work. So the season isn't gonna be that long, but at the same time too, I don't want to be like, well, I'm just gonna wait until that's over too. And like, I feel like if I let myself, I'll give myself every reason to be like, I won't start this month. Okay, I'm not gonna start posting this month. Like, I mean, if I wanted to, I could start posting this week. But there's another thing too, with my website, is that like with my mom, she was actually going to like move it over to a different site, but I probably would lose everything that I've already had on there, and I don't really want that. But at the same time too, like my mom was like, well, we can like, you know, redo everything, because I do want to update some stuff on there too. So there's a whole thing. Like I said, it's kind of, you know, that's more of a twofold thing too, is the football and the site. And, you know, like I said, I don't know. But again, at the same time too, I'm like, I know if I give myself, you know, excuses, then I'll just keep going, oh, well, you know, it's okay, I don't have to do it yet, I don't have to. And again, I like posting just on here where it's a little bit more informal, but at the same time too, I want to actually, like I said, keep my couponing stuff in my couponing world, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't know right now. Again, what all of that is going to look like. I think that maybe we need to figure out a plan sort of too. But again, I don't think the games start for, I mean, right now there's still snow on the ground, so they're not doing anything outside, but it is going to be in like spring. So I think maybe March or April maybe, or something like that, is when they're gonna have their games. So that's the other thing too, is that like I don't want to be like, okay, I'm gonna start couponing again and sharing with you guys stuff, and then have a routine of things set up and start going with that, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, and football happened, and now all of that's out the window, and now I'm not doing hauls from certain stores, or you know, I'm not doing, I don't know, other things and stuff like that, or posting about certain stuff. And so like I said, I don't know, guys. I'm very torn, because like I said, I know, like myself, if I'm like, oh well, it's okay, like, you know, again, football's gonna come up, so you know, I know that that's a thing that's going to hinder my productivity, and just again the general productivity of the house, because there's a lot of people involved in that, and it's a big sort of commitment. You know, I mean, it's not like it's just, you know, like when Matthew even was just in football when he was in high school, you know, my dad wasn't the coach, you know, so it's a little different now when there's him and Matthew are coaching and Jack's playing at the same time too. It's like, okay, this is, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people that are tied up in that as well. And so like I said, I don't know. I know though that again, if I give myself an out, that I'll take it. So again, I need to figure that out, but it is still beginning of February. I said hopefully that by March I would start posting things again, so I still have again a couple weeks left to sort of figure that out, and what I want to do. So yeah, guys, we'll see. But you know, I don't want to completely stop either, because I'm like, oh, football's too overwhelming, I don't have the time, or you know, scheduling wise stuff isn't working out with other people and getting out, being able to get to the stores and stuff like that. And so you know, like I said, I don't want to commit to something either that I know I might not be able to do, but at the same time I don't want to not, you know, just use the easy out. I tend to do that sometimes when again it's an easy like excuse. I'll just be like, I can't football, you know, kind of thing, when maybe I could make it work, but it might be really hard. And again, I don't want to be so overwhelmed, because I know that sometimes I do get very overwhelmed in certain aspects of things. And so that's why again too, I don't like committing to something if I know I'm not going to be able to do it at the same time. So I don't know, guys. Well, we will find out. We'll see what is going on. Like I said, probably in March. I have to figure out too, like when the games are going to be, you know, again, when stuff is going to wind up taking place. I'll let you guys know all of that as well. But I, again, am going to, like I said, probably have to discuss with my mom too about the website stuff, my dad about when are the games and the practices and all that kind of stuff too, because like now that I'm even thinking about it, Thursdays wouldn't work because they have practice on Thursdays. They might only have film though, which might be shorter, so we might be able to do it, but I don't know too, like because there's a pandemic, are they allowed to have the kids all in the classroom to do film? Like, I don't even know if that would be a thing anymore. And it also too, I don't know how many practices they're allowed to have leading up to the game, or how many, again, practices, like any of that kind of stuff that would be involved with it. Again, I don't know what it looks like. So maybe they only have, because I think they only actually have 4 practices a week, and then they also have film one day, which I think is on Thursday, and maybe on Monday no, I think they did have practice on Monday. But like I said, you know, I don't know what it looks like. Maybe you're only allowed to have 3. Like I said, I really have no clue. So like I said, we'll have to see, figure all that stuff out, and then like I said, let you guys know. But you know, it might not be where I'm like, I don't feel comfortable posting stuff until, again, maybe summer, until after football is over. But summer then too, I'm like, well, you know, we were so productive last summer and getting all our projects done that, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say like, oh, now I'm going to stop doing that because, you know, we're going to do projects and all this kind of stuff. Like, you know, like I said, I think sometimes too, I just have to write it in pen and be like, okay, it's permanent. You know, like this is it. This is how it's going to happen. We'll cross those bridges when we come to them, kind of thing, instead of like, well, this might happen, so, you know, we might have, you know, a reason not to do something. So anyways, though, I will figure this out. Guys, we'll see. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.